Okay, let us do one questions from the revision set. Okay. Question number 3. Campanula Limited has 2 CGU, cash generating unit. The first one is AB. This is just a name. Second one is YZ. Okay. These are the assets, list of assets, and the AB, they have land, building, accumulated for depreciation for building, equipment, the depreciation, and goodwill 200,000. So for AB, the total current asset value, this is their carrying amount, the CA, is 1.6 million. Whereas for the second CGU, YZ, okay, the total carrying amount for this asset is 1 million. 1 million. So this is your CA. On 30th June 2020, okay, Campanula Limited analyzed the internal and external sources of information that would indicate deterioration of the worth of its assets. From the analysis, we identified the following informations. For AB, this is the value for fair value, the fair value less cost to sell, cost of disposal. Okay, this is the value in use. Your first task, you need to calculate the impairment loss of relevant assets and CGU. I'm giving you 5 minutes to calculate, to determine what is the impairment loss, the total impairment loss, and also impairment loss for each individual assets. Can you do this? I'm giving you 5 minutes. First, calculate the total impairment loss for AB and total impairment loss for YZ. So the first step you're going to do is you're going to determine what is the recoverable amount. Okay, the formula is between the fair value less cost of disposal and value in use. You're going to choose the higher value. So between these two, the higher value will be 1,120,000. So this is for AB. Whereas for YZ, the fair value less cost of disposal is higher than the value in use. So I'm going to use this value, 1,040,000. So this will be your first step. This is your first step. Okay. Second step, you're going to compare between 1,040,000. You're going to compare between carrying amount and recoverable amount. Okay. Carrying amount and recoverable amounts. So your book amount, this is your carrying amount. You look here, your carrying amount is greater than your recoverable amount. Okay. Your carrying amount is 1.6 million. Okay. So you have a loss. So thank you. So you have a loss here. What is the impairment loss? Impairment loss will be 1600 minus 1120, that is 380,000. Yeah. For the second one, your carrying amount is lesser than your recoverable amount. So in this case, no loss. No loss. Okay, they don't tell anything about revaluation outward. So we assume there's no revaluation upwards there. Also, or there's no impairment loss before this. So there's no loss. So you don't have to do anything there. So between these two, AB and XY, AB and XY, AB has impairment loss. Impairment loss. What's the amount? 380,000. Can you follow me? How did I get that number? 1.6 minus, is it 1 point? Yeah. 1600 minus 1120, that gives you not 380, sorry, 480. 480,000. 480,000. So this is your impairment loss. So you already calculate the total impairment loss. So the next step is you are going to share this loss. You have so many assets. How many assets do you have here? 1, land. 2, building. 3, equipment. 4, goodwill. 4 types of assets. So how are we going to share? How are we going to allocate the loss to these assets? How are you going to allocate, these to these 4 assets? The accounting standard clearly states that the first thing you're going to do is you're going to allocate that loss to goodwill, intangible assets. So this 480,000, you're going to minus your goodwill 200,000. So this will be your goodwill. You're going to minus your goodwill here 200,000. So your goodwill now become 0. So from 480, you already minus goodwill 200,000. So the balance 280 will be shared to these 3 assets. 3 assets. So how are you going to do that? Let me share the answer with you. Can you all see my screen? Yeah? Yes. Okay. Okay, this is the answer. Let me just read for you. Yeah. For for YZ, no impairment should be recorded. The recoverable amount is higher than the carrying amount of the CGU. For the AB, sorry, not for impairment. Yeah, this is wrong. Yeah, for AB, impairment should be recorded. The recoverable amount is higher. This is high. This is lower. Yeah, lower, higher. This one is lower. Yeah, lower than the carrying amount. Okay. So the carrying amount of assets in this context is 1.60, 1.6 million. The recoverable amount is 1.12, 1.12. So the impairment loss is 480. And the first step is to offset the impairment loss with goodwill. So I'm going to minus this with goodwill. So that gives you your balance of impairment loss 280,000. You're going to share this loss with 3 types of assets. So this is your total. Total 280,000. 280,000. And then you're going to determine how you're going to share this. So you're going to go back to the questions, check what is the value of the asset. Land, 200,000. Building is 800,000. 1 million minus 200,000. And equipment is 600 minus 200, 400,000. So this will be the net value of that asset. So land 200,000, plant 800,000, equipment 200,000. So the total value for the asset is 1.4 million. So you're going to calculate the proportion. How to calculate the proportion? This one is 2 divided by 14. 200,000 divided by 1400. Yeah, 2 over 14. Can you get this one? This one is 2 over 14. This one is 8 over 14. This one is 200. 2 over 14. No. This is 4. It should be 4 here. 4. Yeah, sorry. 4 over 14. Okay. This is the proportion. So how are you going to do this? 1 over 7 is the proportion multiplied by the loss, the impairment loss. 1 over 7 multiplied by 280, so you get 40,000. This is the loss you're going to deduct from land. From the plant, 4 over 7 multiplied by 280, so you get 160. Whereas for equipment, 2 over 7 multiplied by 280, so you get 80,000. So these are the loss associated with that assets, yeah? The loss associated with the asset. So before this, the value of this land is 200,000. Now you minus 40, so the new carrying value will be 160,000. For plant, previously the value, the carrying amount is 800,000 minus 160, the new carrying amount is 640,000. Finally, for equipment, previously the value is 400,000 minus the impairment loss 80,000, so the new value will be 320,000. So that is the mechanics. That is the formula in assigning or allocating the balance of impairment losses after deducting the goodwill to the remaining assets. You need to determine what is the proportion of that assets to total assets excluding goodwill. Okay. Any questions? Are you okay with? The next question is how to record the journal entries relating to this impairment loss. So, number 1, you're going to debit impairment loss 200,000, credit goodwill. So your goodwill now is equal to 0 because you have goodwill 200,000. So the first step is going to offset the balance, the impairment loss with goodwills. So you're going to clear the goodwill accounts. Debit impairment loss, credit goodwills. Yeah? Debit impairment loss, credit goodwill. You have 480,000, yeah? You minus 200,000 first, and then the balance 280, you're going to allocate to other assets. So this 280, you're going to debit the impairment loss, another 280, and you're going to allocate the loss to land. We don't have accumulated depreciation for land, so I'm going to credit the land 40,000, and for plant we're going to record in the accumulated depreciation. We extend the account accumulated depreciation and impairment loss of plant 160, and accumulated amortization depreciation. This is for depreciation. Accumulated depreciation and impairment loss for equipment another 80,000. So this is the journal entry. Okay, debit impairment loss, credit goodwill, mean you reduce your goodwill, goodwill. Second, debit impairment loss to 80, credit land, reduce the land. Next, credit the accumulated depreciation and impairment loss increase, but this will result in reduce in value of your assets. Yeah, this one. The third one about equipment, debit accumulated depreciation for and impairment loss for plant. It will increase the accumulated depreciation, but it will reduce your carrying amount. So this is the answer for these problems. Thank you.